Bulumaka family, village to the world. Another episode for you guys here today. Izzy Delana. Isireli Delana, the man from Tailevu. And for those that know Izzy, he's a character. He's a funny guy. He knows what's the life of the party. And he's someone that brings joy to the boys and a lot of people around him. And we got a chance to sit down, talk about life, but mainly talk about a few issues that we face, but not many people will talk about. And one of those things are mental health. And it was interesting because we got to see a side of Izzy that not many of us get to see. And he jumped on and he was vulnerable and he was able to share his heart. And we got a lot of good things out of him. And we certainly learned a lot. We also talked about army reserves. We all talked about the peacekeeping duties that he was part of and the boys that he done a journey with, and also starting up a business in COVID. It's weird that someone would start up a business in COVID, but hey, that's easy, he just goes there and does it. And so we've known Izzy for a long time, and we are proud of the man that he's becoming, and we hope that what he's got to share will impact a lot of people out there, especially for us Fijians and Islanders and anyone in general, really. And so thank you for your support, everybody, and we genuinely appreciate every comment, like and subscribe and all that stuff. But thank you, everybody, and if you're new here, welcome, and I hope you guys enjoy what we've got going on here. Hope everyone's good, stay blessed, Naga family, enjoy this one.
I'm proud of 679. From my land I would die, and you know I don't lie.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Village to the World. Woo!
Yes.
Yes.
Come on, somebody.
Come on, somebody. It's your boy Billy Q, Pastor P, and our guest today, Izzy Delana.
Bulla. General salute. Man, I'm so glad to be here, eh?
Oh, thanks, brother. So, Tia, how's it going?
Good. Excited to see you two doing this. Man, it's all, momentum still going. It's good.
Exactly. What's been happening?
Not much. You guys are making me proud.
Oh, thanks, man.
Stepping out, stepping forward, kicking goals.
Quick march.
Yes, quick march. One step back, 3 steps forward.
Well, for those guys at home, can you explain a little bit of yourself? Introduce yourself, where you're from, your village, just stuff like that.
Yes, sweet. Bulla, yes. Izireli Delana. I was from Ndakute level. Was born in Suva.
Push that level.
Push. And so Vasu Nevidula in Pascoro. And we moved over to Australia when I was 9, and we grew up out of Blacktown for most of the time in Blacktown Mount Road area. So pretty much call myself a Aussie, and most of the time because I sound like it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. When you're on the phone to me.
Right.
The Fijian's still in there, and it's always wants to get out.
Yeah.
And I let it out, and it's good. It's good. Nice and fun. And
I was wanting to ask,
Yeah.
is it true that when you left the village, you guys village onto the bus, straight to Nandi Airport, back to straight to Sydney? Was that how it went?
Ooh, I wish I remembered. Man, who'd you hear that one off? That was. See, I'm always picking up stories from everyone.
I think it was Saucy or someone.
Yeah. Pretty sure it happened like that because everything happened quick, So, mum and dad were separated when I was younger. So, and then dad came back, and pretty much, through mum and dad sorted it out in their own way, and I think that was a sacrifice on mum on that side, and always everyone back home, they always want to come over to Australia to live here and experience the life here. But so grateful that whatever happened, God's blessing, everything like that, the stars just aligned, and
you guys were able to move over.
Able to come over, able to grow up here and just grow in in our own way,
Mm.
and not to be sort of stereotyped in
Yeah.
as we always do.
Yeah, it's true. So well,
Yes,
we've known like we've all known each other for a while.
since Katsi,
Since yeah, and yeah, you've been involved in a lot of things lately. Like you did the Army Reserves and all that stuff. Was that straight out of high school? How did you not jump straight into it? Like
Well, so
This is-
high school finished up in 2004, and around that time, Iraq, Afghanistan, and with the army, that was all kicking off. So I wasn't really the best student. Yeah, could never sit still. Like I still can't sit still.
Everything was quick.
It was quick, but I always thought that I was going to join the army. And when I finished high school, I went and applied for full-time army, but I got knocked back because around that time was all full, and everyone was trying to get in there, and the position I was going for as a rifleman was full. So they said, just come back when you get a bit of life experience. And oh boy, did we get some life experience in there. So, like with everything here in Sydney, life's real quick and you have to learn quick.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
Yeah, got out there, didn't get in the army, but started it off with doing carpentry apprenticeships. Any whatever jobs I can do, I started working just because it was the way to go.
Yeah.
Because we weren't getting any lunch money all the time, so you had to go and get your own money.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then through that, about 3 years later, I tried out a couple of different apprenticeships like carpentry, roof tiling. What else did I do? Just anything in construction. So I was sort of floated from everywhere. And if I didn't like something, I'd just change. And someone gave me the advice early on, just try everything. And if you don't like it, you don't like it because you've tried it. So then I'm still the same. Like I sort of bounce from here to there, but it's all been a learning experience.
Yeah.
A lot of growing as well, so which is a good thing. So about 3 years, so 2007, the recruiters called me back, and I went in there. I think I was turning 21 at the time, and somehow, I don't know, I didn't really have a plan. I just wanted to get in the army, but sort of a bit of a blessing in disguise. Like I wanted to go full time, but it was still full. But they sort of directed me to go through the reserve way, and they said, "Oh, yeah, go down this path. It'll be all right. You can still get in full time." Which sort of I'm grateful for that and then it's taught me both sides of being in civilian world and then being in the defence force. So you learn a fair bit, when you flip between the two jobs. The times you got to play army, switch on and be in the green, and everyone's you're doing things a certain way, and then after that, once you're done with your commitments, you go back and you keep cracking on with civilian life. And so I've learned a lot, and it's been a great experience so far, and it's still going. So
Awesome.
yeah, like Phil, when did you join up in the Navy?
2009.
2009.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I remembered you. We were down at Manly when you told me.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Wharf Bar.
Wharf Bar. Yeah, I used to remember too.
Yeah.
We were,
Amen.
100%. We were spreading the good news.
Oh.
Come on. No, it was all right. So, I mean, around that time, you had your own reasons why you wanted to join up. I had my own reasons why I wanted to join up, and
I had my own reasons why I wanted to join up.
yeah. But I've met some great friends and like lifetime friendships from it, and like when you go through that sort of things, like any sort of hardship with certain people, especially with guys, like playing footy, you go through the tough times, everyone tends to stick together.
It's true.
Everyone tends to have that longer relationship, and when things get hard, you always sort of lean on what you've learned, and then you push through it. So that's how I've that's how I sort of tend to go through life, and how I live it is, you know, I've got my core group of mates like you boys and everyone around me. It's a community that you have to build,
Yeah.
and then you also, you know, you always got to keep searching and keep trying to
Try
learn
it
new
out.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your experience been like? In
Similar. It's
yeah.
just that definitely you can see that the two different sides, the uniform side, and then, like you said, the civilian side coming back home and sort of just adjusting to. But I think, like you said, mateships it plays a big role, especially with your circle of mates. I can definitely, especially like you said, to communicate as a bloke in 2020.
Yeah.
It's hard to communicate sometimes, but I think it's sort of getting easier now. I wish I could have communicated more when I was young.
Yes.
Instead of communicating over a couple of beers, you know what I mean?
Oh.
Why did the beers have to be the breakdown of that wall? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I definitely learnt the hard way.
Yeah.
In that aspect. Like you do, you know, you try. I think by the time you get to drinking and then you end up relaxing, that's when people start to open up. But I'm glad things happened where it sort of allowed me to then speak to the right people to then get help.
Yeah.
Like, that's the biggest thing at the moment is like mental health and with men suicide and even defense, PTSD and all that movement, and even with civilians like the fly in fly out guys, like different groups of male, but everyone's going through the same thing, like with suicide. And you, like, definitely growing up, there wasn't much room or that support when you did speak up, you know, like there was no one really there to sort of listen, and you always got sort of looked at as like you're weak, you know, you're not, come on, it's all right, pick it up, suck it up. And like I swear a bit, but I'm all good.
That's fine. Mate.
Banga.
Let it out, bro.
No, like you, they think you're weak, but it's better. It's getting there now. Like there's a lot more support with Lifeline and with with us veterans,
Veteran affairs,
the DVA and stuff like that. You have all your psych and like. I have issues. Everyone's always got issues, but you can't sort of just bottle it up and then one day it'll just explode and it's a mistake. You know, you do something that you sort of regret. So, it's getting there, bro. Like, it's always good to have the right boys around, but at the same time, like if you're struggling, put your hand up. I need help.
Why is that, you reckon? That like I know blokes in general, but why do you think, just as a Pacific Islander, why do you think it's so common for us to just bottle things in? Especially as blokes, we don't really share emotion. We don't really. Why is it, man?
100%. So a lot of my learning about this has been just through. I've had to learn the hard way and how to express myself. So, you know, you drink, you get in trouble, and then you've had to go and sort out. I mean, you know, getting into trouble with the police, and then sort of, it was a bit of a blessing because it started me talking to a counsellor.
Right.
And then it opened up, and it's like, oh, actually, it's a good thing. I'll go speak to someone about whatever I was going through in life. At home with, you know, us growing up, you're always taught from a young age, you know, be quiet, come in, sit down, you're a kid, just sit in the corner, you know, just be seen, not heard. You know, that's sort of the way that we were taught. Like, okay, kids don't talk while all the adults are having a conversation or whatever, you know, like you sort of don't get an input until it's always been that their hierarchy. Yeah. So, and when you do speak and when you want to talk about something, it's that whole thing about, you know, like getting you feel ashamed about it. You feel like you're not good enough. And again, like people think you're always sort of, because that whole thing about banter and yeah, like you always
Tough love,
yeah,
banter.
tough love, which is all right. But at the same time, like everyone has to recognize when someone's really struggling and
Yep.
give them a hand. Actually, pull them aside and go, what's going on?
Mm.
And yeah, so I've just had to navigate in my own way on how to get to where I am now, mentally, physically as well. And I've learned a lot,
Mm.
through church and outside of church and
Yep.
different thinking and the just the experience and I believe God is, for me, God is God, and like I still like it's just weird, like because the way I feel like the way the Bible teaches stuff, it's not enough, like
Yeah.
it's so you try to figure it out, like it's
Yeah.
I haven't really been explained it properly.
Mm.
You learn as much as you can through growing up in church,
Yeah.
but it just gets to a point and then it stops there,
Mm.
unless. So for me, I had to go and try to find out, like, why are we actually here?
Yeah.
In a way, but it's a bit of a circle, a bit
Yeah.
of a weird thing. Like I don't know, I'm still trying to figure it out, man.
Yeah.
No one's gonna.
Mm.
I think we're all are, like, but if I just put it out there and then, it's okay. It's okay to be who you are, and it's okay to be in the way that you believe and the way you see things, and it's fine. Like, just crack on with life, and my foundation is still Christian.
Yeah.
And you treat everyone with respect, and you love everyone, put everyone first,
Mm.
and then everything's gonna be sweet. So
Mm.
yeah, I don't know where I was.
Yeah.
but,
No, it's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think,
But
like,
yeah.
with business in the service,
Mm.
is it easier or harder to sort of like you said, to talk to people when you need things to get off your chest, or like when is it like a mentality where if someone feels vulnerable in this environment, we are not vulnerable because we're all in the service, we have to act tough.
Oh yeah, you do, like with footy. You're always acting tough. Or like when you're just in that guy's environment, you always want to put on that bravado. It's just like, oh yeah, I'm all good. Like I'm strong. But at the end of the day, like when you're behind closed doors, when you're by yourself, like, man, people break down. People don't know what's actually going on. Like people still can't. There's things always going on all the time. So for me, it's not hard, but for some people it is, because like, but then for them to realize it's okay, like it's definitely okay just to, if it's not with it, to find someone that you're comfortable enough to share something with, then go from there. Like you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, because you're right in saying that with our culture as Black Fijian, like as men kind of thing, growing up and when you're a kid, like there's a place and time for you to speak, and that's sort of alright. There's like that's what we grew up with, but at the same time, like when a kid or growing up, he's gonna just in his head he's like, okay, I can't talk about this because it's not my time and place to speak, and then they sort of take that through their whole adulthood. Like, I didn't talk about it when I was a kid, so I might as well not talk about it when I'm older.
Yeah, and I think if sort of hit the nail on the head there. It's like it's the way you're, because as a kid, like that's the way you're trained. So if you're trained that way, then you get to adult life or teenage years, and you still can't express yourself, and then you get to adult life and you can't express yourself to say, this is like you don't feel confident within yourself to then step up. Like that whole thing. I think you boys talked about it before, like being humble, but then not having the confidence, like you need to be humble, but then also have the confidence to then speak up and step out and because you have something of value to offer. So I think I feel like we're taught that we're never good enough. So just sit in the corner and be quiet.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and that's my feeling, like, and then you sort of carry that with you everywhere. Like you're not good enough. Like once you realize that, that's something, that you've sort of just been carrying around from being taught, like, in a way.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's hard because then
Mm.
you get older, then you join a group or you're at a place. Just say you might be in a church
Mm.
environment or a team environment,
Mm.
sporting environment, and then you're whoever's trying to like provide a bit of guidance or trying to counsel you. All of a sudden, they're trying to say, "Come on, mate, just share your heart. What's going on?
Mm.
What's your struggles?" And then you almost can't, other than just a one-word answer or.
Yeah.
Or, you know, there might be this wall up in front of you, but then you can't really share much because you haven't shared your whole childhood growing up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how do you expect a member to share when you all of a sudden you're just like, mate, I don't know what to say because I'm overwhelmed with emotion and like dark holes or whatever that I'm going through in my life, or these feelings of emotion that I don't know how to explain because I've never spoken about it
Yeah.
growing up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel you on that, man.
Yeah. Then you just carry that, like, with everything that you do. You're like, oh, am I good enough to play footy? Am I good enough to do a podcast? Am I good enough to, you know, to be a comedian or to step out and be an artist? Am I ever good enough? So everyone just hides their talent within themselves and not let it out.
Yep.
And right now, like, I'm glad that I'm seeing the mindset starting to change with us, like with our community. You know, everyone's stepping out. COVID's done something, and it's, you know, it's the pressure's there. It's been applied by life, and what are you going to see? You know, what happens under pressure is diamond usually are made, right?
Yep.
So that's when you boys are stepping up. Everyone is stepping out of their comfort zone, and I'm glad we are, because then hopefully we can then, you know, inspire someone else to do the same thing that's growing up. So, you know, keep cracking on. Like, just because you feel like you're not good enough, just because, like, it is scary to step out, which is fine. Like, I understand. Like, bro, before you jump out of like a plane or before you jump off like a high building with a belt on, then you're supposed to be scared.
Yeah.
If you're not scared, there's something loose in there. You know, like, you're supposed to be scared because it keeps you human. You know, that's.
Yeah.
Step out. Like, it's okay to be scared, but take a couple of big breaths in.
Yep.
Suck it up, and yes, you're scared, but you know what to do. Then just step forward. Even if you don't know what to do, then step forward and do it. Like, that's. Oof. Yeah.
That was pretty heavy stuff,
It's
bro.
pretty heavy. But that's like life lessons that I've learned over time. You know, that's growing up without parents, and you've just had to knock on every door and ask questions. Asking questions all the time. It's like, okay, you know, even with actions or with words, you know, how did we get here? How did I get here?
Yep.
So I've had to sort of go back and read books that my nose written. Speak to my aunties and uncles about family history, and, you know, just things that it's always good to ask questions, because then it opens up the book, right? The book of life and your own life. Because there's no point trying to keep everything in the dark, because what are you going to learn from it? So, and we always, you know, that thing about no one likes to bring up the past, but sometimes you need to open up that door to learn from. Because I don't understand where I am now. So I need to know what happened before to then how it got me here. So, which is a good thing. You need to, you know, look within yourself, start asking yourself questions, and then go find out other things as well.
Well, sometimes reliving those pains sort of helps, you know, heal the wound.
Help you heal. Yeah, so. And there's, a lot's happened. A lot's happened since I joined up. And even with us, you know, like for you, you've gone. You started off, you know, you started off here. Then you went away, did your thing with the Navy. You know, you busted your ass and you worked hard, and now you're back here. You got all this life experience. That so much knowledge there as well. That what are you going to do with it? You have to share it.
100%.
You know, you got to give it back. And you know, same with you too, bro. Like, you didn't get here by accident. So, like, you've learned a lot for your own self, and then, like, you're just doing it now. Like, you're sharing it to the world, and you're doing good things. So
Oh, thanks,
I'm
bro.
happy for you guys, man. I'm actually really proud of you.
We'll be right back after this 5 minutes.
Alright, just wait. We're gonna come back.
So,
Yeah.
you also did a stint in East Timor. How was that like, bro?
Wow. You know, East Timor, that was back in 2011-12. So that was a peacekeeping mission. I was young, dumb, and it was exciting as well, you know. But anywhere you go with the army, when it's, you know, when you're a rifleman, you're like, oh, yeah, we're going in there. We're going to kick down doors. It's all exciting.
Yeah.
But you
Rambo.
Yeah. Like you train up to, you have to get yourself ready. You have to train up to that level where if something's going to happen, then you need to do the right things.
You're ready for the worst.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
you have to always and that's how I sort of live life. You know, what's the worst that could happen in any situation? But man, that was a life changing. There's a lot of experience, a lot of things I learnt, and a lot of really great mates that I still have now. Really close mates that I have now, and just being over there and seeing what actually happened, and you know, help rebuild that country in how we served.
What's a bit of background on East Timor? Why is the Aussie people there doing peacekeeping? And because I know a couple of Fijian crews also went over there.
Yeah, it was a UN peacekeeping mission. The Fijians, obviously, the Defence Army, were there working with the UN. Man, so East Timor was occupied by different, you know, like what was it? The Portuguese, Dutch, Indonesians. You know,
Okay.
so it's just been over time. Like there's so much over there. Man, the whole history of it, I've got to Google it and just to remember. But yeah, it's just been over time. These peace-loving people, they've just been sort of hammered.
Yeah.
You know, been taken over and not being able to survive and flourish in their own nation. So, not long ago, I think it was early 99, around 98, 99,
Something
when the Australians decided to go in and liberate them. So then, from then, the flow-on effect. You know, now I don't know what it's like now, but when we were back then, it wasn't too violent. It was quite peaceful. You can still walk down to the beach and, you know, go and have a relaxing afternoon.
Yep.
But at the same time, there were some spots there that you sort of couldn't just go in, you know, without permission. So they're still wary of outsiders and everything else. So never felt unsafe over there, but you still needed to carry your weapons and everything like that. So yeah, that was an experience, and I'm glad I did it, you know. So if anything else like that popped up, I'll put my hand up for it. But I just came back from Iraq last year, so
You did.
Oh yeah.
yeah. So I'm always putting my hands up for things. But that's another thing. Like you see, over time, like since 04 or even before that, since everything that's been happening in the Middle East, and then to go there last year, and how much, you know, the changes and everything that the Australians and the Americans are doing over there. We're doing good things, but like with anything, it's going to take time, bro.
Yep.
Like especially when you take out a dictator.
Just quietly.
Just quietly. Yeah. So there's always something happening over there, but that's another experience that I'm grateful to have, because that's like I said, like I can't sit still, so I've got to go do something.
Yeah.
So experiencing different countries, different cultures, and it's amazing, man. Like you have to stop being in our community bubble.
Yep.
Man, get out. Like at the end of the day, when you come back, you ask the boys, what have you guys been up to?
Yeah.
The same bloody thing that everyone else has been doing, and like I've learned a lot from the different people that I've met and grown, you know, exchanging ideas, talking to people and seeing how they do things and see how I do stuff. And, you know, I've worked with the Australian, the New Zealand Army, British, Americans, like the Spanish Army, Italians. So everyone's been there, Swedish. But then not only through Defence Force, like you meet other people when you go on holidays and stuff like that. So, you know, in between your trips, you get some time off. So that's when last year was just Europe. It was amazing.
Yeah. Shut the gate.
Second time over there, man.
Second time.
Oh,
As a holiday or deployed?
No, a holiday.
Oh, wow.
Man. Oh, man, there's so much to see over there.
Man.
So
Bro, before we jump into your holiday, can we just strip it all the way back to Kapuka? So for those of you sitting at home that don't know, Kapuka is where Izzy would have started his basic training there in the army. So recruit training. Private training. Recruit training.
Yeah.
So let's just strip it right back. So you've come from Fiji, you've had that tough love. You've come over here. All of a sudden, you're always on the go. You're still seeking. You're growing up in Blacktown, for goodness sake.
Oh, yes.
Shout out to Blacktown, Shayadlai. And then so you're growing up in Blacktown, and all of a sudden you join the army. You try and enlist right around the time where everything's kicking off in the Middle East, and then all of a sudden you get knocked back because it's just everything's just getting so packed. Everyone's trying to join in for the U sessions
Just
and
trying to
everything.
get this great, yeah.
But then you never give up. You get the call all of a sudden out of the blue. They come up with another option for you to join the Army Reserves, which is still another great link. You finally join, you enlist, you do Kapuka. So just walk us in. You're from Sydney. You've left. Is it Parramatta? You left Parramatta to jump on the bus to go to Kapuka, or
No, it never happened that way for me. So they told me. So I signed up. I did my whole U day.
Yep.
And from there, usually you get straight on the bus, but I think I had a couple of weeks
oh well,
to prep. So
Yep.
I stayed home, and then I think on that particular day I had to go to Parramatta. Who dropped me off? I didn't really tell many people. Like I still, when I go away,
it caught me off surprise.
yeah,
didn't even know
like
you
I don't really tell too many people what I get up to. I just go do it, and then then people find out. Like that still happens.
Surprise! It's in East Timor.
So true.
yeah. But it was just like everything went so quick. Just like you see, there's some recruiting videos out there, but like once you're in it, you're just packed into this bus. But
Were you scared?
Just like sardines. I was nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it was, but I grew up through from age when I was 12 to 17, I think.
Yep.
I was in the Army Cadets.
Oh, so you already had a bit of a taste.
Have a bit of a taste, and I knew certain things that you could do. Like just the drill. So the drill, doing drill.
Yep.
So I was onto that, and you get given just field craft and just the little things, the little basic things that you get taught at the recruiting training. I already knew most of that. So when I went in there, I was confident enough that I could pick the other things up quickly.
Yep.
But same thing, man. You get on the bus, but once you get there, like with anything in the army, like they'll turn anything fun into pain. Like so, like a easy get on the bus, go down somewhere.
Yep.
Man, that could take. It just you get given all your bags.
Yeah.
Like just make everything heavy,
Yeah.
But then you get there, you've been traveling the whole day, and then you start getting yelled at.
Yep.
And then you just feel like
For no reason.
yeah, for no reason. I
What did this guy?
just got here. Pulla.
What happened to you, bro?
It's my first time in Australia.
They didn't care.
They didn't care, bro.
They don't care,
They didn't
mate.
care. So, yeah, and you just if it's full on.
Mm.
Like even though Army Cadets is whatever, but it's still full on. Like
Yeah.
you get nervous but you listen and you get in line and you you don't go outside the line.
But considering like your childhood and stuff,
Mm.
and just growing up in Western Sydney, do you feel that your training in Kapuka and joining the army definitely it helped molded you? Like you would have learned so much life principles.
Oh, bro.
You know what I mean?
This whole thing about, not having... So mum and dad passed away when I was young.
Right.
Okay, so mum passed away in Fiji on holiday
Yep.
when I was 15. And then dad
Wow.
passed away when I was 18. I'm pretty sure, yeah. In 2006. So I was the youngest.
Mm.
And then, you get to that age and it's like, ooh, I've got no parents now.
Mm.
Okay. Here's my brothers. Everyone's there. No one's really telling me what to do.
Yeah. Man.
Especially, you're a teenager. It was like,
Yeah.
no one's really telling me what to do. Or when Dad was still around, it's just like, oh, he's always doing church stuff.
Yeah.
He's always committed with church. So we get to, okay, I'll just go do my own thing.
Yeah.
Like sort of. It's hard enough.
Yep.
Being a single parent. So, then you're just like. For a Fijian, it's like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
No rules.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Army was, that you get taught your left and right. Like, you got your rules. And you've got the way... you're in a system.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
You're left or right of arcs. It's just... If you go too far this way... You're over the line, you get in trouble.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm glad it came into my life and then I sort of it kept me in that. And then sometimes I'll just fall. And then it sort of always put fear into me because if I really stuffed up, that I'll lose it. You know? So, and that's how I learnt. And it's like, well, no parents. Army's sort of pretty much it for me. It's it's saved me and it's helped to shape me, who I am today. Like, just everything about it. So, yeah, I'm grateful for that. So,
awesome. That's awesome, man. Do you what was the feeling? When you graduated, and then that was your last day. You finished your basic training. So what was the feeling?
Yeah, relief. I was happy. One thing ticked off. Like, you always have a sense of accomplishment, like, especially when you do something and you've seen how far you've come as a person, and then you get to the end of it and it's like, bang, okay, well done. And then, yes, you have your big parade, and then you have your, Army did also teach me how to drink some beers.
Oh, mate. Yeah. I think there's a Cert 4 in that.
So, yeah, man. I was quietly proud of myself.
Yeah.
For achieving something. So, and then after that, just back to Sydney and back to the real world, which was a bit of it was like, okay, what do I do now?
Yeah.
I have to go and because I quit my job back then, like my civilian job.
Yeah.
Not having that advice of not having sort of the people around me to sort of show me when you go away with the Army Reserve, it's not a full-time job. So you go away, work for a little bit, and you come back. You need to have a job here. So I was just like, oh, what do I do? Yeah, you have some days that you spend at Army, but if you're not working at Army, you're sort of bumming around at home unless you're out there looking for work. So never really had that advice to go,
right.
Look, you need to have a full-time job.
Yeah.
To just, you still got to pay the bills, still got to, and at that time I was living by myself and living with mates or, paying rent and stuff like that. So you can't just rely on that if you're in the reserves because the other side of it, when you go full-time, like that's your full-time employment. So like you would know.
Yeah.
So you got money coming in every week.
Yeah.
Not with the reserve rules. So there's a lot of perks to it.
Yeah.
Also, you can't just rely on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's good. That's awesome, man. Because there's a lot of young youth that are always asking.
Oh, they are. Yeah. Well, I never know why. Why don't I see more Islanders in the defence? Is it like everyone's just scared of it, or
man?
What is it?
Well, I don't know why, but every time I hear a lot of people say, "Man, I want to join. I want to join. I want to join. I want to join. I want to join." But I think it's that thing about like what you said about taking risk and getting yourself out there. I think a lot of people are scared because it's not actually hard to join.
No.
But a lot of people think it's so hard. What do I need to do? What do I need to do? But I think that's with life in general. A lot of people say, "Oh, what club are you at? I want to come play there. I want to do this or what." You know what I mean? Like people always want to do things, but
well, yeah, it's the misconception of like you put up this wall, this thing in your life, and you're just like, "Oh, that's too hard. I'm not going to go there."
Yeah.
I can't. I'm not going to come do a podcast. It's too hard.
Yeah.
You know, just little things. You put up walls
Yeah.
to protect yourself from your insecurities.
Yeah, 100%.
So, man, don't be scared if you're thinking about joining.
Yeah.
Like, the fitness is not hard.
Mm.
You know, the only thing you're gonna get out of it is life experience.
Yep.
And some money. And
Like, what's the worst that could happen? You have a go,
you have a go.
you get knocked back.
That's it.
So what?
Yeah, 100%. So,
Oh,
bro,
bro, you're a legend, man. There's I am legend, and there's Izzy's a legend.
Easy legend.
bro. So, yeah. From that, like, you know, you grow up, you being in that environment, you get surrounded by people.
Yep.
And which is a good thing because there's a lot of people who are motivated.
Mm.
Like with anywhere, there's people who are motivated and people are not. But if you surround yourself with the right people and the right guys, like, you know,
Yep.
like you guys, you know what I mean? And like I've got mates that are doing stuff with their life and sort of not part of the Fijian community, but part of my army community. And
Yeah.
they're doing things. So there's a little segue into
That's what. Exactly right. Exactly right.
wow,
Yeah.
yes, Conquest Coffee right here. You know,
So this belongs to your mate?
this is my mate's coffee business.
Oh,
So-
the aroma.
Oh, bro, it's so good. You
Oh,
know,
choo-choo.
you two can keep that. So
Oh.
yeah, that's a present from the Conquest boys to you.
Plug the Instagram, bro.
Like, oh,
Oh,
just
what's
as a
it?
plug. So
Oh,
pretty
there
much
you
all
go.
it is-
Go
yeah,
hard.
all it is Australian veteran-owned business operating.
Oh,
with,
so he used to be in our service too.
yeah. So a veteran-owned business operating with advocacy to the support mental health awareness through
Wow.
the unique blends. So. And just I'll keep going, and just to finish it off,
Yeah,
Keep going.
serving an honest and specially graded roast through our farmer direct and sustainable cycle. They take pride as a coffee company that not only supports mental health awareness, but is also actively creating community, fostering resilience, determination, and fellowship. So you can follow them at Conquest Coffee Co. on Instagram
Yeah.
and Facebook, and that's for you boys.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so
Conquest Coffee.
What's your mate's name?
that's Rhodesy and Jay.
Rhodesy and Jay.
Roger and Jay. Thank
General
you.
salute, boys. General salute.
We'll definitely.
And I'll be HMA is
this.
cuttable. We'll be smashing this.
100%.
Get ready.
Yeah, give it.
All the ships, stand easy on your smoko. I'll be coming around tomorrow.
Love it.
So good.
Right.
That's so good.
Yeah. So, you know, like, that's just like you boys, like everyone, you get together in a group, you have an idea. Okay, let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. So through
Literally.
COVID,
Yeah.
you know, they were working out there at the hotels.
Yep.
And they just said, oh, do you feel like starting a business? And someone said yes. And you want to get on the coffee business? And
And
this
bang.
is the
The
product.
result.
Wow.
You know, this is just from people talking and
Just
sharing
That's it.
and backing each other up.
Man.
Wow.
So,
It's so good. I think you're right. Like the circle we keep around us. That's that famous saying how they say, "Oh, show me your 5 friends, your closest 5 friends. I'll show you your future."
yeah.
You know, the kind of thing. So like you hanging around these people, like your mates. And it's good that they're also like servicemen, like they're veterans.
Yep.
And doing that, it's sort of like, oh yes, like you sort of bounce off each other. The ideas, and then you sort of like it keeps pushing each other up. Right?
Oh, you have to. You have to, you know, like be in the right place. Have to open yourself up. That's the whole thing about talking.
Yeah.
You talk about life. You talk about head stuff. And you talk about ideas as well. You know,
Yeah.
that's where it all comes from.
Mm.
Like whatever you have in your house and whatever clothes you have on, that's people getting together and having an idea.
Yep.
And then following through with it. And you know, you have your shoes on because of that idea. Like, or your pants and everything that you have.
Yeah.
That's from people making the decision to do something about where they're at in life, and
Yeah.
so it changes the world, you know. So
Yeah, everything's birthed out of an idea, and whether you decide to take action or not is whether that idea will be coming to fruition.
Ooh. Beautiful.
that's it,
Just
bro.
Mm.
Well, so you know, like you said the other week, 400
400
trillion to
trillion.
one. You're trying to get it. I got it for you. 400 trillion to one. And Tui just went, man, what are you talking about, man? I love it.
And then literally like 2 days later, he put up that video of Rocky running on Instagram.
Yeah.
And all of them was like the swimmers, you know, outrunning his doctor brothers and sisters. Pinakatui.
Out of 400 trillion, Tui came through. Oh, my man.
My man.
But that's it, eh? Like, you know, do with what we have. And, you know, if it starts here, then it starts here. And it doesn't matter, like, where you're at in life. Man, just make a decision, aim for something and go for it. And so we're all still learning, you know.
Oh, definitely. We're all still learning.
Still cracking on. But don't put yourself in a box and think you're not ever good enough. So
Yeah. That's a big one. A lot of people, that's massive.
Yeah, so
it's good though, because like we also the people that we've had on in the past, like, you know, when they come on, they talk about their hustle, their grind, and like their dreams. Like it also like it motivates us, you know. Like we've given them a platform to speak to the people out there, as you are doing as well, Izzy.
Yeah.
But when all this is gone, when all this is like shut down, this is all packed up, and then we each go back to our own houses, like we actually not gonna think about, okay, Izzy talked about this today, and you know, it also encourages us to, you know, like as much as it's for people out there as well. But when they come and share the truth, like it also like hits us big time. So we, like it's amazing that we get to do this with different people. Yeah, that are always willing to jump on. We're like, okay, what are we gonna learn from this guy? Yep. Like you know, the goal is for someone out there to pick up something, but also we're here learning as well.
Yeah, that's it, and that's why you're talking. Like, best way to learn is to talk about it and to teach, and like teaching is the best way to learn. But then you also just got to try to. You have to talk about ideas, talk about things to get it moving, you know. There's a great platform for it, and I'm glad you're learning stuff as well. Like I'm learning heaps.
Oh man, we're learning. So apart from this, man, like you also got something going on the side. You've started your own transport company.
Yes, so I've been working. I was working for this company. It was PC Bramley. So
shout out to
Peter Bramley and
the boys. So
Nathan Rongamuri.
Yeah, that's it. The boss man over there. So
June's got
Junes.
Pretty much, you know, like, you know, Nathan Bramley, Junior Bramley. It's a family business up there. Saucy Bramley.
Saucy Bramley.
So
Jukes
Bramley. Come on, somebody. Yeah. So. Like, man, working with those guys is pretty much just like me when I'm away with Army. Like, the banter's on all the time, which I'm glad. Like, you're in that environment and you work hard, and when things need to get done, it gets done. Like, but also I learned a lot from there, but I felt like I just needed to do something for me to help me grow as a person and to sort of show my nieces and nephew who are getting older now. They're starting to get into the teenage year that you know, like, it's okay to go step out and do things, and you know, all those kids are starting to sort of, I feel like, look up to me. Look up to, you know, to all the uncles and stuff like that. So I'm just getting out there. Bought our own van. My brother and I went halves on it and just bought a 2-ton van, and we're doing some delivery work, and who knows where it goes from there. But I've taken the step, and it was it was scary, especially I had a full-time job during COVID, and I was just like my head, I wasn't feeling like it was sort of in the right place, and I was just like, okay, I need to change my environment, because I've recognised something is not quite right. I need to change my environment and then do something about it. So that's where the business of Delana Transport's come into it. So
awesome.
So
yeah, even though I was like, you know, like nervous about it or whatever, but it's like, man, stuff it. Just, you know, that whole thing. Just who gives a crap? Just go do it. Because there was too much talk about it. Let's just go get it done.
We're always stuck in the planning stages, eh?
Oh, yes. Execute.
The execute part is the one.
Yeah.
But I remember when you put up your first post and you were like, who starts a business in COVID? You're like, this guy.
100%.
I was like, that is so easy. Like, you he just has a go. Like, you know, it came out funny, but like when I thought about it, I was like, bro, that is so easy. Like, the guy will just go and crack onto something.
Oh, yeah, have to. And I'm glad, like, that's where my headspace is at. Like, even though I don't know, I'm just gonna go do it. I'm gonna try it. Like, what's the worst that's gonna happen? Like, it doesn't work, but I've learned a lot from it, and that's it. Like, you just step up and step out, and you know.
And has it been a learning experience so far with running your own business and?
100%. 100%. You know, it's on all the time. Like, you're not. You know, you sort of don't get a day off. You always got to be on the hustle. You know, you always got to go out there and look for. You're working for money, bro. You always got to get out there and look for money all the time. So stay on it. It's because sometimes you get this feeling like you getting overwhelmed, going, "What am I doing?" Yeah. And then, like, my process has been with everything, like learning things from the army. It's like deep breaths, be still. What's the goal? Okay, put that back on the, you know, in the forefront of your mind, and let's go. Like, let's get there. You know, it's just like a walk. Like, if it's going to be a 100-kilometer walk, that's in stages. Like on your hikes, in stages. You're going to be like, what am I doing here?
100%.
You're going to feel the pain. You're going to feel the pressure. But at the same time, it's like, oh man, I want to get. You know, there's a goal at the end of it. There's a reason why I'm doing this, and okay, put that back up in the forefront of your mind, and let's go and do it, and just another step at a time.
Yeah,
so.
man. Bro, you're dropping some dimes.
Oh, come on.
Come on, yeah. Bro. Oh, that's awesome, man. It's really, that's encouraging too, especially.
Bro, our mentality is like as a community now, we're starting to change. Like, I feel like once everyone starts doing something.
I think your mic's off.
Thanks.
This guy,
really?
he was talking with his mic off.
For how long?
No, literally like 2 minutes.
Just there?
Just there, yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, my gosh. All right.
Thanks, bro.
That's why it's my job to monitor.
100%. That was a good save. Was
Man.
it 2 minutes?
I think it was not even 2 minutes.
No, it wasn't. Yeah,
Just in.
No, that's
Just
all right.
yeah.
But that's the whole thing about what we're doing, which, like, you're starting to change that mindset on how we approach life here in Australia, and I guess also for the people in Fiji watching, like, you know, it's nothing. Money does not grow on trees over here. Like, you got to get out. You got to go and work. Like, I've got 2. Like, sometimes I have 3 jobs. You know, like, it's not easy over here. You just got to go out and do it. Like, you know, that whole thing about family used to call here and asking for money. It's like, you think that's another topic. That's you know,
that's
like,
a good one.
You deal with that through growing up, and you see, well, Dad's sending money back to Fiji. What am I going to eat this week? You know, like, so, like, it's hard work, but just step up and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, but I'm glad, like, like I said, like, the mindset now for us is changing, and I hope, you know, when someone does well in something, then we're gonna support each other and not put anyone down. You know, I think the only reason why people put each other down is because you're sort of scared that
they'll do better than you.
Yeah, they're doing better than you, and then doing something with their life.
It's like they're projecting their insecurities, eh?
Yeah, 100%. So it's okay. Just
with what you're saying, with, like, you know, your community and the group of friends you have around you, and now that with you kicking off your business, and like you said, or sometimes you wonder, what am I doing here? Like, how important is it, like, when, alright, you get friends, alright, you get your community, but you're married now, like, you know, that's another new journey. That's something to talk about. Like, how important is it to have a partner to always be there to sort of push you on and support
100%.
you, like how Robin does?
Yeah, like,
Wow.
we've been together for 11 years now. So, but having her support, man, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I feel like I'm very good at delegating the things that I do not know how to do. You know, like,
which is a strategy in itself. If you don't know how to do it, to get someone else to do it.
You know, with like that thing with Richard Branson, become good at delegating, because that's how you're going to get things done. You know, like, you can't do everything by yourself, but if you know someone who can do it better than you, then try to get that job done free. But if not, pay the money and get it done properly.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
But I'm glad that, you know, the missus is with me, and she's put up with so much. That's shout out to Robin.
Shout out.
Shout out to Robin.
Who
Shout out sis, 11 years. I don't know how you done
Man,
it.
how'd you do that? How?
Stick around.
11 years.
11 years. How did she do that? I don't know.
Like you've gone on all these deployments. She's had 11-year deployment with you, mate. 11 years.
With no end in sight.
I've got a medal for you. There's a medal
She
for
deserves a
you.
medal,
She
man.
deserves a medal. I should give her a medal. Wife's medal. It's just putting up with my bull crap.
She's in the trenches.
Oh, mate. But, she's seen the worst and the best part of me.
Yep.
And it's okay, man. Like, I'm openly, like, vulnerable, and I'm now openly, like, I'll get, if I want to cry, I'll cry. If, like, I'm just open with my feelings.
I love it.
And you just have to be.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be this hard guy all the time, because what does that get you? Nothing. Like,
No.
you push people away, marriages break down, that whole thing, like, I've seen so many marriages and break up just recently, and for what? Just ego,
Yeah.
and not talking about and talking about the things that's actually going on the inside. So, but I'm glad that she's pushed through that whole period with me.
Yeah.
And been there, and I've then now being able to open up to her about things and my insecurities and how I felt and things that have happened in the past, and and she's still there with me and still cracking on, and
Wow.
but it doesn't stop there. Like, I'm still learning.
Yep.
And when something comes up, trying to sort out an argument when you're angry and in that state, it's probably the worst thing you can do. So just, calm down, take a few deep breaths and talk about it like adults. And that's how you get through it,
Yeah.
So relationships is, it's up and down.
Oh, man.
It's
a bumpy road.
it's a bumpy road, but don't, it's another problem. It's what happens with a problem. You work your way and try to fix it. It's an issue. There's always a way, to fix something. So
Yeah, I love how he said you can be vulnerable with the missus and that, because I believe that's also something that us as Fijians and us as Islanders,
no way.
we don't talk about our feelings.
No way.
We don't do that.
No.
How was your day? It's good.
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 It was awesome. The sun was shining.
Well, that's it. That's like, don't try to talk about the big things when the footy's on.
Oh, bros. That's another big thing.
That's
now.
another big thing, because when the footy's on, I switch off, and she could be there in front of me talking. I hear nothing. So I've had to go like, where's the remote? Pause. Okay, wife, what's going on today?
No, don't put the TV off.
And then she turns around to me and she goes, it's fine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Not that it's fine, but it's not fine.
Yeah,
Oh.
Don't worry.
Oh.
It's okay. It was nothing.
There was nothing.
Well, the famous.
Oh, right.
Don't worry about it. Not the look away.
Not the look away.
It's all right.
No.
I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
Wow.
You won't understand.
Oh, wow.
God.
We should do like a segment of just like
Oh,
for
bro.
the missus.
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
But hey, man, like, I've been in the trenches as well.
Cook your own dinner.
I've got nothing to wear.
Oh.
Babe, literally, you got the whole room is your closet.
You just bought yourself this new outfit last week.
Does these jeans look good? Oh, I'm not even.
Don't go there, bro.
Oh,
It's not the jeans.
like nothing you can say. Nothing you can say works. Nothing you can say, man.
How about this one? I've been in 10 minutes.
Oh, man. Babe, how does it look?
Oh, it's been fun, man.
Oh, man.
It's been up and down. It's like, oh,
You've been in the trenches.
yeah, 100%.
You've been, shout out to all the couples out there, the young couples.
It's any husbands out there.
Man, all the husbands, the
Carry on
wives.
doing your thing.
Man,
Young
hey,
kings.
If you want to talk, Gorilla Gym's always open.
Man,
Come on.
Come on,
Every
Dad. You need to feel
I'll just come on the last Friday of the month. They
Yeah.
always put on a good feed.
yeah, that's pretty much.
It's free too. Shout out to Coconut Salad. Thank you.
Coconut
Coconut
salad.
salad. Thank you very much. On Instagram, coconut
bro.
salad.
Oh man, like yeah. I think that's the best thing about it is like sharing those best moments with, with your partner and experiencing all these like the good things when you go traveling, when meeting people and trying new things and like pretty much like she's part of the furniture now in my family. Like a lot of the kids that
you say all this is furniture.
yeah.
I thought you were going to say part of the family.
Oh, part of the family. Part of the
I thought you said
furniture.
all this is furniture.
No, but like all the kids have like grown up,
Yeah.
and you know how when you grow up, it's just like someone's always there. Like you don't know how they came into your life.
Yeah.
So they've just Robin's just been there all this time. So if she disappeared, and then like, oh God, what what
Yeah.
happened? So relationship is work like everything else. Work doesn't stop. So
Man.
gotta compromise and listen, and listening is not only listening with the ears, it's listening with your eyes and listening with your head,
With your heart.
And your
with
heart.
the heart.
With your heart. Maybe your heart is probably a big one.
Yeah.
Listen to your
Have you had your days, bro, where you've just like you've got work, you've got your relationships, you got life, you got all these different elements that you're involved in, your small business, you're kicking it off, all those things. Have you had your day where you've just woken up and you thought, you know what, I don't want any of this? Or have you thought, I just want to throw in the towel?
On those days and on those weeks,
Yep.
I had to sort of I've recognised those times, and I've had to pull myself away. Just going, I need a time out.
Yep.
So I'll go and do my yoga my meditation. That I
Yep.
go. That's why I'll go to the beach a lot. And like for me, the water is calming,
Yeah.
and I go there and I have my the processes that I go through, and I sit there and I don't. You meditate and you learn about meditating in your own way. Like meditating is just not in a certain way that the monks tell you how to do it, and it's not just praying is meditating.
Yeah.
So it's just how you can calm your mind and calm your soul,
Yep.
and just be still.
Wow.
And then those times, I'm so grateful that I'm glad that I've being able to recognize that and
Yep.
have a process on how to deal with those moments, because I feel like I'm that person where I feel like I get a lot of mates and everyone who come to me asking me, we talk, and I like talking.
Yeah.
You talk about everything. You talk about life and issues and things like that. But at the same time, you need to have your own little moment where you can go. So that's my thing. I'll go to the beach and I sit down and meditate. I jump in the water. If it's once or twice a week, and that's good. But also, man, like I'll put up my hand and like not just recently, actually, just to put it out there, I was just feeling I wasn't quite right.
Yeah.
So I came back on my deployment from Iraq. I wasn't quite right. Like, not because of the stuff that happened over there. I think so. In the last year, like my best mate committed suicide, suicide by police, and his 1 year anniversary is coming up. So, that whole thing about mental health and everything like that. So I realized that I needed to speak to someone about it, but I just felt that I couldn't talk to. I didn't know how to talk about it with any of the boys.
Yeah.
In a way, so I've gone and I've actually seeked out professional help, and it's been good. Like, going in and just going through things that's going on in the head. It's been. I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I recognised that, and I'm glad I've stepped up. And it's like I put up my hand. I even told my wife, said, "Look, I need some help." And it's it's not that I'm not coming to you asking for advice. I just need a professional help to get me there. So yeah, and that's what's happening at the moment, which is a good thing. And I'm talking.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, and I'm figuring things out because you need to. There's so much going on between the ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So And that's my way of
Bro, that's
dealing with
Yeah.
with stress and being overwhelmed and everything. I was having this conversation with some guy, random people,
yeah.
with my Uber driver last night, about stress. And, he's like, oh, man, I wish I had no stress and I wish I was happy all the time. I was like, I think that's, for me, I said to him, look, stress is a thing that happens and you need it in your life. And you need stress in your life to help you grow.
Yeah.
And because if you don't, like, how are you going to grow as an individual and what are you going to learn from?
Yep.
If you're happy all the time, like, you can't be happy all the time and you can't be angry all the time. So you got to be in between.
Mm.
But stress is there for a reason, and it's to help us grow. So, and you're always learning.
Yeah.
You're always, growing, and every day, bro. Like, yeah, every day. So, like, the main thing with another example, like doing workouts here in the gym.
Yeah.
If you don't put yourself through that stress of working out, and going through that pain, you're not going to get fitter.
No,
that's the whole sort of analogy behind it.
Yep.
Like, if you want to get your arms bigger, you got to lift some heavier weights and you tear those muscles apart. Like, you lift the weights and it causes stress with the muscle, and they get bigger.
Yep.
You look better.
Mm.
You feel better.
True.
You get from there. So, with anything, bro, like, if you want to be fitter, running miles and miles, you got to put in the time. So that's just the whole thing about it. So did that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, it totally makes sense.
Bro.
Just, to step out and recognize that you need, you need to talk to someone professionally.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's that's another thing I think people sort of struggle with.
Yeah. I got back. I think that was the other reason why I sort of started the business, because my head sort of wasn't in the. I didn't feel like I was growing in a way, weirdly. Just for me, so I needed to sort of challenge myself. Yeah. But you do, bro. You just get out there and.
Yeah, man.
So.
Man, you said some awesome things, Izzy. I mean,
there's so much to say. There's so much to talk about.
Yeah,
it's and
we covered mental health and and traveling and the servers. There's so much we can unpack out of it. It's just it's just the fact that you recognize, okay, you know what, I know this is something I can talk to the boys, but they probably won't give me the same help that I know a professional can do. Just recognizing that's real good to hear. It's refreshing to hear, because there's a lot of people out there that probably be in the same shoes you're in, and they probably don't want to talk to the boys, which is fine. But talk to someone.
Talk to someone. Yeah. And I'm glad that I've done that, and it's sort of give me a different kind of courage.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking of.
Man, it's okay. I don't know this person that I'm sitting across from, but I need to sort out what's going on in here to then be better as a man.
Yep.
Be better as a husband.
Be better as a husband, as a friend, and just as everything, and just as a human being, because we want to leave this place better than how we found it. You know? So and.
I think it definitely is Pacific Islanders, man. I think we sort of paint a picture of masculinity around the stereotypical version of what it should be, but I think what you just pretty much shared with us there is those are the courageous things that I feel like we need to be painting more of. You know what I mean? Like putting your hand up when you need help mentally. Showing more emotion with your partners, being comfortable around your partners, and being comfortable around your peers, being comfortable about just having that confidence to start your own business during a time of crisis. I think those are the paintings that I'd rather be seeing a lot more for our people, as per that sort of don't say anything, be the tough guy type of image. I just feel like we need a sort of.
Oh, bro, we're all big softies on the inside, man.
100%.
To
gooey eggs, boiled eggs, 100%.
mate. Do the palangis? when a group of Islander boys come around, it's like, oh my lord, like, but bro, you just put some food in front of them, and it's all good.
Hey,
Get some
bro.
food, put some music on, bro. It's just we're the most loving people.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay to be loving all the time. Like, then no one's gonna try to steal your wallet. Like, it's okay. But like,
Not the big chest out ones sitting at the back.
The back, man. Calm down. Come have a feed. Like,
Yeah.
You know, come relax. Come have a chat. You know, what's going on? You know, why are you back there in the dark hiding? You know, it's okay.
Yeah.
Come have a chat. Like, everyone's going through something, bro.
Yep.
You're not alone anywhere.
Yeah.
At all.
That's the
Like,
main thing.
Especially like now, the other day, you know, was the mental health awareness month.
Are you okay?
Yeah, are you okay? So it's, man, everyone's going through something.
True.
Like 100%. So put your hand up. If you don't feel comfortable going to your mates or your family about it, then you know you got Lifeline there.
Yeah,
you
you
got
churches.
pastors.
We're here.
You know, everyone. Like,
Yeah.
There's always help.
There's heaps of resources, eh?
Thousands.
Mm.
Thousands. But the first thing you got to do is just hands up.
Yep.
Please, I need some help. Or, you know, make the phone call. Take the drive down. Go see Pastor P.
Hey,
Yes.
there's plenty of churches around.
Plenty. So,
Many.
well, if that's one thing I can, you know, sort of the main point tonight, especially for this month, is, man, it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to, you know, wear your heart on your sleeve.
Yeah.
So, but that's it. It's okay.
Yeah,
We're
man.
all good.
I love it.
Yeah. So,
Bro, just on behalf of myself and Villy, and just the lads growing up, all the Gorilla Gym boys and everyone. Bro,
Lads in the hood.
yeah, man. Like, ever since we've known you, you've always been the upbeat, you know, the life of the party.
The larrikin.
The larrikin. You always you can talk to anyone in the room, like whether you knew them or not, or if we're out there at the pub or having a night with the boys back in the days, whatever it is, like, you've always been, you know, the life of the party. But just to see, like, this other side, the vulnerable side, the emotional side, and that's a lot of people have that. Like, I know I have that. I know Villy has that, and we all have our days where. And it took me ages to even like talk to anyone, but to see you, like, you know, pretty much share your heart on the podcast today and say that, you know what, yeah, mate, not everything's all it's cracked up to be, and I had to put my hand up. Bro, much love, man, from me and all the boys.
Vinaka.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Bro.
You know, I'm grateful for this, you know, this platform, and I'm so proud of you boys to be doing this. You know, today was funny because I was down at Maroubra. I was just going to get a coffee, and what happened? I walked into this place, and like you said, like I'm not a real shy guy.
No.
You know, but I walked into this place, and this guy was just looking at me like with a big smile on his face, and then he says to me like, "Goes, man, you used to be in the army or something?" And I was like, Yeah, still going. And he goes, man, I remember you from over 15 years ago. And I was like, what? And he goes, bro, I was at some pub. We were having beers. And then you gave me some life lessons. And you gave me $20.
Oh.
And, you know, you put me in a cab and I went home that night. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Wow.
And I'm like, but that sort of thing, like, if I can change something, and he was in there, and he was so happy about.
He never forgot it.
He never forgot it.
15 years down the road.
Yeah. And he said, we had a few beers, and he gave me some life advice, and I'm just like, whoa, okay, like.
Either you were really on a helping mood or you're off your chops.
yeah. But whatever it was, like, I'm so glad that I've sort of impacted someone's life in that way that they still remember 15 years later.
Yeah.
You know, and man, like, that just sort of, knocked me like inside. It's like, wow, okay,
Yeah, bro.
keep doing you, keep being you, and keep being like your upbeat. You can't be always happy all the time, but it's okay, man. Just keep being you and keep being positive.
Yeah.
So, thank you for having me on here.
Bro,
and,
bro.
Oh, thank you.
God bless, and
Oh, man.
to bigger and better things. The best is yet to come. Come on, somebody.
And stay tuned. Izzy's going to kick off something as well. He's going to
kick off our party as well.
Yep.
100%.
We're going to share. Make sure you grab
Man,
a
share it
share of
around.
coffee.
get that on the ships.
Mm-hmm.
Conquest Coffee. Thank you.
Conquest Coffee. And also big level to Mr. Esala Vute for the space, eh? Your cousin.
Bro, how good.
Do you want to say something good about Esala? You want to shout him out?
Nah. Wow. How good is having a cousin, you know? You don't need to give him a big head, but congratulations, just had a newborn baby. You know, he's lost a lot of weight because he's realized, you know, he's not a young man anymore. He's not a young bull. Not a young bull. So thank you for having us tonight. Appreciate your time, and thank you to Alex as well.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alex.
And the whole family. So, guys, thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Love you, boys.
Love you, bro.
Naka. Peace.
Naka.
You know.
That's another episode of Village to the World with Izzy Delana today. And Master P and Master VP. Hope you guys all enjoyed this one, and we'll see you on the next one.
That's
Well,
us.
Are you okay?
You know. Me, I rep my flag, wrap my coffin in it. Fiji body tough and none of you mess with it. Brought out from the land, this is where I'm from. None of you can take away my kite. BP blood, ono bitu jiwa, 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 ono bitu jiwa. I'm neat, okay. I got it in my blood. I'm repping Zakonjave. Yeah, that's where I'm from. Tavi Uni Island, Vasu overseas. Suva City, the place, but 90 town where I be. I bring it to you and quick, like the news on the 6. I got no media.